Today I'm going to be talking about how we use the Gentle and Classical Press preschool program for pre-K. Welcome back to today's video. If you have not already, please be sure to subscribe and turn on that notifications bell so you don't miss any new videos. Today we are going to be talking about the Gentle and Classical Press preschool program and how we use that for pre-K. My daughter is 4 years old and we are utilizing quite a bit of the preschool program, but we're omitting a couple of things as well. So let's dive into today's video and talk about how we are using this program for pre-K. So I do a walkthrough on this curriculum in my curriculum picks video. I'll link that up above here. And then I also talk about how I organize this program in another video called How I Organize the Gentle and Classical Press Preschool Program. Again, I'll link that one up here as well. So with the preschool program, it comes with a teacher's manual, which is very, very helpful. Each week is broken up by unit. So there are 26 letter themed units. And this is very helpful here. This is the teacher's guide for the unit we're currently on. We are on week 9. Each unit is associated with a particular book and a letter of the week. And then all of these items on the teacher's manual are basically a bunch of memory statements that I have before me, and then also a couple extra things for children that are 3, 4, or above and ready to add on a couple additional items. I keep the teacher's manual on hand, but I don't really refer to this in my week to week. What I utilize is their activity and handicraft guide. This is something that I utilize every single week. And again, each week is broken down by unit. We are on unit 9. There's the book and the letter of the week. This page is just talking about what you're going to be diving into. This is the golden page. Each unit in the handicraft guide has a weekly grid. So it breaks down what you're going to be doing Monday through Friday. It also shares the craft. There is a optional recommended craft that you can do with the program during the week. And so the instructions for each craft are in this page. And then the last pages are just extra additional reading that you can add on to your week, as well as just some little tidbits that you can talk to your child about, or just extra information for you as the parent. So let's talk about what I am using within the teacher's guide and what is recommended. So we are doing the recommended read alouds for each week. So we have our read aloud this week is for we're reading Owl Moon. We go through the nursery rhyme. We practice our nursery rhyme on a daily basis. We have a Bible verse that we are utilizing. We have a manners and hygiene portion that we are trying to memorize. Our virtue and catechism, our math, our all about me section, learning about where I live and who my family is, things like that. We also use the letter of the week cards, and then the nature memory statement that you see up there is something separate from the Gentle and Classical Nature. We're using volume 1. If you guys want to see a video of how we're using that program for pre-K, I'll link that up here. But we are utilizing all of the memory statements and doing the recommended reading every single week. So we read our recommended book 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do one handicraft per week associated with a particular book that we're reading. And then we do some additional things. So let's talk about those additional things that we do. Every single day we read from our Bible, which is the Complete Illustrated Children's Bible. We do this at the breakfast table while the kids are eating breakfast, and they love listening to these stories. This is a really great Bible that we utilize. We also read through this Big Thoughts for Little People, ABCs to Help You Grow. We do this 3 times a week. We do it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The program suggests that you read that once a week, but I really like to focus in on that character that we're learning about in that book, so I do that 3 times a week. An additional item that they have for the bigger kids, for like the 3 to 4 year olds, is reading this Big Truths for Little Kids. There is one story that you read per week. Now, in the Gentle and Classical Preschool program, you're reading the same story over and over again for like an entire term, but I have continued to read new stories each week for the kids so that we're gaining more information. My 4-year-old is ready for me to read her more items, so we are utilizing this more than what the program calls for. Another thing that we do We try to do it every day, but we make sure that we at least do it 3 times a week. So we're doing this 3 to 5 times a week as we do her morning binder. So we have practice writing her name, figuring out how old she is, how she feels. We also have a days of the week and a months of the year page. And then my daughter is 4. We had this binder last year, but we didn't utilize this portion of it last year when she was 3 because she just wasn't ready. But you basically find the day of the month, and then we use tens units. We use these little blocks, and then we put, you know, today is the 14th. So we're gonna put 1 10 here, and then we're gonna find 4 of these little cubes and put them there. So we practice that. We also have this build it page. So this is something that we will practice circling. And we'll also do things like play with Play-Doh or use like wax sticks, things like that. There's also each week where you're going through and learning about whether it's a different color or a shape. So this week we are learning about triangles and we are learning about diamonds. But we will make sure, again, to go through our morning binder at least 3 times a week, if not more. The other thing that we are utilizing for pre-K is this preschool math at home. I really am enjoying the way that this math program is laid out. There are 7 chapters in the book and they are all marked by lesson. So there could be chapter 1, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. And then in the program, it shares with you which lesson you're going to go through in the teacher's manual and the handicraft guide. So we are going through this and having a really great time. It's a very hands-on math program. Again, we try to do this right at the kitchen table. For the past couple weeks, we have been focusing on counting to 10. So today I had her go and grab me 10 of things and bring them back to the kitchen table. And then we counted to 10 to make sure there were 10 in her pile. And it was very fun for her. We did it with a couple different things. We did it with acorns, we did it with pennies, and then we did it with Magna-Tiles. But this is a really great program that we are loving in our pre-K year. So one of the things that we're omitting from the program is the art and music study. It's just a little too much for my daughter at the time. Every other week you're going through Peter and the Wolf or you're going through an artist study. So basically there's like a picture of art and they're trying to memorize what like Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night. And it's like way over her head. I feel like that's for a much older child to retain that information. So we've just kind of omitted that altogether. Outside of the art and artist study that we're omitting, we use these memory statements every single day of the week. So after breakfast, we will get cleaned up, we'll get dressed, and then we'll come in here and we will do our memory statements. There are a few songs associated with a couple of the memory statements. So like with the Bible verse, I've just downloaded a Songs for Saplings playlist on Spotify. It says, listen to the song You for Songs for Saplings. And it's associated with the particular Bible verse that we're learning. So we'll listen to that song, practice our Bible verse. There's also a song associated with the catechism that you're learning from God and creation. So I'll play that track, we'll sing the song, and we will practice our catechism. So the kids like coming in here, practicing our memory statements and utilizing the songs. And that is how we are using the Gentle and Classical Preschool program for pre-K. We are keeping it super simple, very, very fun. There are extra crafts and extra handwriting things and extra fun things that we add into our week. But again, if you want to see what we do on a weekly basis, our weekly schedule, I'll link another video up here so you can take a look at that. If you have any questions about the Gentle and Classical Preschool program or how we utilize it here in our homeschool, please let me know in the comments below. I would be so happy to answer any of the questions that you have. But that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and we will see you next time.